From almost being a trilogy to an anticlimactic reboot, Hellboy has always managed to leave its fans wanting more, but not in a good way. This time around, though, they promise that the upcoming reboot is going to be different. How are they going to manage that? Will they fulfill their promise? Well, my friends, don't worry about these questions because I'm here to answer all this and more. So from the looks of it, Hellboy's going to get another chance. Yikes! Someone's got quite a lot of faith in the franchise if they keep on investing so much time and money in it. You might remember the first on-screen adaptation in 2004. Yep, I'm talking about the one starring Ron Perlman under the direction of Guillermo del Toro. Now I'm just gonna say it, that was a masterpiece. It was so well received that it ended up getting renewed for a sequel, which, by the way, was also amazing.
I think I may have found one. He's kind of cute.
So naturally, everyone expected a third film as well, but sadly, that never became a reality. After this came the 2019 reboot, which was one big flop. Even David Harbour's amazing performance could not save it. But why am I telling you all this? They're gonna give it another go. Although this time the team has promised that it's gonna be different, in a good way of course. So basically now they're aiming to get a better rating than 17% on Rotten Tomatoes. Now, if you think that is a low standard, then you're absolutely right. But hey, something is better than nothing. The title of this upcoming film has been set to be Hellboy the Crooked Man, but of course I can't say whether this has been finalized or not. And what do you know, just like the title, its storyline hasn't been confirmed yet. Although, if I was to make a lucky guess, then it's probably going to adopt the 3-issue storyline that was released in 2011.
It seems our little friend here remembers market sounds and voices, and a peculiar troll language.
But why was this my first guess? Well, this storyline had the same name as the working title. Speaking of the plot, let me tell you what we can expect from it. Apparently, this miniseries takes place in West Virginia, around 1956. Our dear Hellboy comes across a man called Tom. Now, this Tom dude wasn't good news at all. Nope, he actually sold his soul to a demon when he was younger. Can you guess what the demon was called? He was the Crooked Man. But the film takes a nice turn when both of them team up to confront the demon and get the soul back. Now, on its own, the storyline seems much better and more interesting, and they're set to take their time with this one, hoping that things will work out in their favor.
Dear sir,
You better go. Now.
we'll make it worth your while.
Cigar. It was Cuban.
So it makes sense that they've been working on this project for a while now. Oh, and as for filming, it's set to start in April in Bulgaria. They've already started with the process behind the scenes, and soon we'll be hearing about casting. So, if any of you feels like they're gonna do well as part of this new Hellboy cast, then keep a lookout. They're gonna be starting the process in a few weeks. This also means that we'll be finding out more about the process soon. And according to the creators behind the film, this is going to be much different from its predecessors. Now, naturally, one question pops up in my mind: how are they going to manage that? Well, for starters, they've handed the reins to Brian Taylor. With Taylor leading the charge, many believe that the film might finally get the miracle its team has been so desperately looking for.
I'm all the way over there.
I can take you because you have one fatal flaw.
So what's he doing differently? Apparently, he's gonna double down on the horror elements. This is going to make the Hellboy universe stand out in a way that we've never seen before. And there's another good news for the die-hard Hellboy fans. You know the actual creator of Hellboy, Mike Mignola? Well, he's gonna be working on this project. Of course, he can't take up this massive opportunity on his own. In fact, Christopher Golden is gonna be working alongside him. Who's that guy? Well, he's only one of the most renowned horror authors of his time. Ever heard of Ghosts of Albion? Well, the man wrote it. So it seems like Mike Mignola is gonna have all the help he could ever need. But is he gonna be able to help create a film that's better than the ones that came before? Now that sounds like a lot of work. But here's the thing, he didn't write any of the 3 Hellboy movies that have graced the world before. And considering the fact that he's the biggest authority when it comes to the franchise, I'm sure that whatever he created is gonna be amazing.
We need to leave now. before they run a clearance upstairs.
Mignola's script would follow Hellboy and a rookie BRPD agent just before. This time around, everyone is trying their best to ensure the fact that this film is different from the rest. The project is supervised by Millennium Media, and even their president had something to say about this. Now, before we talk about what he had to say, I'm going to mention that it's probably important for them to go as far from the flop film as possible. Of course, they don't want the second reboot's reputation to affect their brand new audience. The statement released by the president made all of this abundantly clear. He said, "The Crooked Man is a departure from all previous Hellboy films." I guess according to Jin, Mike Mignola is basically the missing puzzle that needs to be given the right sort of importance and role in the making of this film.
Years. But he has something shiny, something nice.
You would do the exact same for Liz.
Agent Sapien, no!
Well, I guess it's important to note that the man didn't have anything to do with the first two Hellboys as well. Well, they were still successful. But hey, this time around, we might just see what the man actually wants us to see. And from the looks of it, it's not going to be a good old action movie. Oh no, it's going to be much different. We've been promised complicated characters, good horror elements, and an interesting storyline. Now, they better not back down from it. According to Millennium Media, this is going to be a much more different from the original version of the story, which is going to manage to captivate the audience well. That's of course something that we're going to have to wait and see for ourselves.
Well, I'm out of ideas.
Drop the weapon!
But can this new reboot fill the holes left by the second adaptation? Now, this is definitely a difficult question to ask. I guess one could argue the fact that things are going to be alright now that they've got Mignola. And okay, yes, this seems like a pretty valid point. After all, a lot of people think that the Mignola deficiency was the main reason why the second adaptation failed. One of the main complaints about that one was the fact that it tried a bit too hard to stay true to the comics, which didn't leave it enough ground to explore the characters in a way that wasn't as restrictive.
60 years ago, they tried to destroy the world. They're back.
What took you so long?
Come on.
So, with Mignola on board, I guess they could stop worrying about staying true to the original characters. After all, he created them, so they basically are whatever he says they are. But is it wise to leave all this on the shoulders of a single person? Of course, a good storyline and script is half of the film, but at the same time, it's only half. So I guess they're going to have to work hard when it comes to finding a balance between story and production. With that being said, it's a wrap on Hellboy's new reboot.
Remind me why I keep doing this?
Rotten eggs and the safety of mankind?
Ah,